Hi everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel where we are talking about life with Stephanie, a military wife, and every day just wanting to help give you guys tips and tricks to help you through your military life journey. So today we have the top 5 tips for your first duty station. So if you are about ready to move to your first duty station, these tips are probably going to be great for you, or things I found helpful or I wish I might have known about before we had our first move. I'm going to do a video separate from this all about our first duty station move because our story is unique. Everyone's story is unique and different. Some of these tips may be helpful if you are moving, so maybe it would be helpful for you if it's a new area, a new duty station, or it's your first time moving to a new duty station. So be sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to see more, and be sure to ask any comment in the comments below if you have questions or anything else you would want to know. Let's dive in. You ready? Here we go. First, have it figured out if you're going to do a self move or if you're going to have the Army move you or military move you, okay? For us, Army, we could have had them source out and move us. A lot of people I talked to, they preferred to move themselves because they a lot of times saved a little bit of money, okay? Others, they prefer, so maybe they're expecting or they have family situations or life is just too crazy, they prefer the military to move them. So the really nice thing about that is all you do is you take your pictures off the walls, right? And you let them pack and move things. So you're not always guaranteed it's going to get there right when you need it, but the ease and convenience of that might be what works for your family. So figure out what works for you, what is easiest. If you're doing a self move, you can even do pods. A lot of people like that, or you can rent trucks. I can do a whole video on moving, talking about some tips and ways to save as well. If you guys are interested in that, be sure to comment below. All right, number 2. So if you are moving yourself, this doesn't apply. It does apply, but it doesn't apply to you to figuring out weight tickets. But if you're doing a self move, this is probably like part B of 1. If you're doing a self move, you're gonna have to do something that's called a weight ticket. This is something I had to read about, I had to Google it, but I didn't find talked about much in videos. So weight ticket is where you are told how much you can have, or your spouse, when he fills out the information, will be saying in a slot how much poundage you will have. So kind of figure out what you have, because you have to put that down before you even rent the vehicle. So you want to make sure you kind of have that idea, because they base that on the allowance, the moving allowance that they give you, okay? There is a cap of 8,000 pounds, at least as of the filming of this video. That is the cap, is 8,000 pounds. And so we did the cap, and I know a lot of spouses do that. Again, I could do a completely separate video if you're doing a self move on ways to save and reasons to do that. If you guys are interested, let me know. So weight ticket is where you're going to have to pay. You do put it down as something for reimbursement when you turn in your packet, or your spouse will turn that in to make sure you get reimbursed. So you're gonna do this weight ticket, and you're gonna get the truck empty, the vehicles, whatever if you're towing, if you're filling a truck as well, you're going to get the weights of it empty. And then when you fill it, you're gonna get the weights of those as well. So you could do a weight before with everything empty. That way you kind of know, and you can do it a couple times and just make sure you turn in, only the sets that you should, if you're curious. But you're gonna have to go to a certified weight scale and get those weight tickets. You'll pay for those, and you'll turn those in with the packet, okay? That's something to keep in mind. That was something I was not aware of, and it was really interesting to know that. And make sure you call ahead to make sure that the number you have and the address you have is correct for a list of places close to the base you are going to. A lot of times they'll give you a list of where you can go to get those that are certified for you to get them, okay? All right, sorry that was a little long. That one's a little bit more in-depth, but it was something I couldn't find any videos on, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit more. Number 3, if you've got a budget, make sure you're saving up beforehand. Usually you know if you're going to be moving, or you know they're finishing up schools or things like that, and you're getting your first duty station, be saving up until that time. Because like I mentioned, if you're doing a move personally, you are going to have to pocket some of the money, or a lot of it. You're not going to get it in advance, that sort of thing. If the military is moving you, that's different. You don't see the money. But if you're moving yourselves, do that. You may see some of that money if you're having the military move as well, because one of the other tips I'm going to talk about next, you want to make sure you budget a little bit to have fun along the way. So maybe you're packing everyone in the van or truck or whatever, and you're driving across country, or you're flying, and your stuff's going to meet you there. You still kind of have to have money to do those things and to have for food and lodging. Something you may not know, lodging is not covered. Not covered. So that was new. All right, so keep that in mind. Number 4 was have fun along the way. Find some things, don't do what we did. We kind of didn't have a choice, but we kind of did. Find some things if you're doing short move, long move, find something entertaining or fun to do, to see, that sort of thing. Something that'll be fun for you, your family, you and your spouse, whatever it is, to make it more enjoyable, because it's always a transition. It can be stressful. And this kind of goes back to my video talking about being a new spouse, making the most of it. This is something to make the most of the move. Find something fun to do. Super helpful tip. And some of my best moves is when we've done things like that, or found some fun restaurants, things like that beforehand, and plan for that. All right, number 5, last tip. Have help on the other end if you can. Okay, so that may or may not be possible. You can try and have your spouse, or you reach out to the FRT beforehand, or maybe they've been there. So a lot of times your spouse will have been there, or say you have been out to visit them at the first duty station, because that's where they have been during school, and they find out that's where they're going to be. Be sure to see if they've got buddies, or if you know some people that live in that area, or you have family that are willing to go with you. Have some help on the other end to help you out a little bit, and have some fun with it. Treat them to pizza and beer, something simple, and it'll be a great way to connect with people. There are also a lot of different groups that you might be able to get connected to on posts through Facebook, that sort of thing. And you can put a thing out there, hey, we're moving in, anyone know, we're doing self-move, that sort of thing. So definitely have that on the other end, and that'll be helpful. It'll help you get to meet some new people, especially if they have been there and they have some buddies there on post. It'll help you get to meet some of those people. Great opportunity, and it's a great way to get settled in. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this was helpful. Again, if you liked it, be sure to give thumbs up. Be sure to also subscribe and check that bell so that you get notified for the next videos that are posted. See you all next time, and happy moving.